You're the man, Kyle, as always. Nice and tan now, too.
I know. Yeah, some nice color there.
I don't think it's going to tan. He's way too blonde for that.
I don't tan either. We good to go?
Good to go. Let's roll, man.
All right.
Week 1, here we go.
Week 1, baby. We made it. Kind of had a nice preview Thursday night, huh?
Yeah, how about that game, man? That was a solid opener, I would say.
That was great. Great way to start off the season. You listeners out there, welcome into Just the Tip, a fantasy football podcast, man. Appreciate you listening. You listening to us on Apple, Spotify, Google, and Amazon, or watch us on YouTube. Much appreciated. Just like us, subscribe, follow, leave a review. Be much appreciated, man. We're one of the fastest growing fantasy football podcasts in New England. I got to put some other caveats on there with a host that was a homeschooler. Disfatt-Bidge.
There you go. There it is.
There we go.
Beautiful.
One of the fastest there. And we got Ryan, the Tagless Haynes. Ryan, how you doing?
I'm doing good, man. I'm excited for week 1 coming up, and beautiful weather outside. You can't beat it. It's good stuff.
It is beautiful weather, man. It's a good weekend. Last night I had our first high school game for coaching there, and we won an overtime thriller. So good job to the boys there. Tough defensive battle, flying around, making tackles. Wasn't much fantasy points scored for them, but doesn't matter. It was the win. It was great.
Yeah, I was gonna say I saw that score, 15-7, huh?
Yeah, you have to go for 2 in overtime. So we got the touchdown, first play, went for 2, and then got it, and then picked it off on 4th and 10 or whatever it is, right in the end zone. So,
you guys got like the
thrill.
2000 Ravens, huh? Like that type of defense? Just lock it down.
Let's hope so. I mean, it's the first week, so we'll see.
Who's your quarterback, Kerry Collins?
It's not Kerry Collins.
Trent Dilfer?
Well, that's not Trent Dilfer. I was going to say, that's who I was thinking of. Nope. He actually had like a 40-yard run scramble for a touchdown, so he got some good fantasy points.
All right.
Shout out to you, Henny, if you're listening. But yeah, thank you guys for following and listening. Follow our socials at Just a Tip FFP. You can check out our website, justatipffp.com as well. We're going to break down the AFC matchups, who to start, who to sit, who we're on the fence about, and we'll get into it. But first, we are recording on 9/11, 2021. So, yeah, 20 years ago, man. We all remember where we were watching that and stuff, and crazy time. Just a moment of silence for those that we lost that day. Thanks, man. Appreciate that. And with that, appreciate our freedoms, and we get to enjoy football. So let's say we get into the breakdowns. We'll skip the briefs. If there's any news, follow our socials. We'll let you know tomorrow if somebody arises with an injury or who should start in case of the worst case scenario happening. Sound good?
Sounds good. Hey, big man, let's go over the our best and worst of Thursday night predictions real quick before we dive into
You want to
these.
recap Thursday? I'm sorry.
Just real quick.
Quick.
So your best prediction from our show, our preview show for that game, and then your worst prediction. So let me hear them.
What was my best prediction? My best one, I guess, was Godwin. I thought he would do well, and he was targeted a lot by Brady. That was good. I did start Brady as well. I didn't start Hurts. If you want to listen to our episode 28 preview on that. Still fun to see what we did. Worst prediction was O.J. Howard.
Yes. All right, I agree with you. I was going to call you out if you didn't say O.J. Howard.
No, I wanted to go Gronk. But you were going Gronk, so I'm like, all right, I guess I'll take the other guy. Did Brady even play? I don't even know. I was like, it was just all Gronk.
No,
Gronk looks
O.J.
good,
Howard
man.
didn't even play.
No.
Yeah, he
Gronk
does, dude.
Good. I'm mad that I don't have any shares of him, but we'll see. keeps going. I started Mike Evans in one league, so for those that did, I feel your pain. But this is what's going to happen when you have a part of this Tampa Bay offense. You're going to have one or the other. I don't know. If
it seems like Godwin is the clear number one, and it seems like I'm guessing that Evans and Brown are going to kind of alternate between who kind of goes off each week. Now, Evans did have plenty of targets, though. Like, I think he had like 7 or 8 targets. It's just every pass that went his way got tipped in some capacity. So, we'll see what happens moving forward. But
yeah, I saw a stat. CeeDee Lamb has the most drops in the leading in drops in the NFL today. So, but I did start him. Imagine if he had all those catches, man, he would have had 200 yards. He did well. So, and Amari Cooper balling out, loved it.
But it's just a great game. So, with that said,
Zeke, though? Sorry, what about Zeke? You're
very disappointed.
Not nervous. That was just their game plan. We should have seen it. Like, you gotta. I feel bad. My brother had to start him, but it's like you're not gonna bench him. But he just wasn't in the game plan, so don't be nervous.
Well, you raised those concerns on our episode. You asked me if I was nervous about Zeke without Zach Martin and with Tampa Bay having one of the best run defenses in the league, and I said yes.
Past 2 years,
you gotta start him. Like, what can you do? It just was a kind of a sucky situation.
Yeah, unless you had another running back one upside, you weren't gonna bench him. So.
Not a lot of plays within like the 5-yard line for either team. Every touchdown pass it seemed was like 10, 15, 20. Even Antonio Brown was 40 yards or something.
Something like that.
Yep.
That was good.
All right, so let's roll into these AFC games. And by AFC, I just want to clarify that we're highlighting the games that have AFC home teams. So AFC home games. So there will be some NFC teams kind of sprinkled throughout this preview, but let's start off with the most anticipated game of the weekend, and that's going to be the Jacksonville Jaguars versus the Houston Texans. So Mac, for the Houston Texans, who you starting this week?
For the Houston Texans,
yes,
nobody. I don't have anybody on the Texans on my teams. Oh wait, who's this player? Nope, never mind. Nope, forget it. False alarm.
That sounds about right.
You're not starting anybody from there. You did draft Brandon Cooks though.
I did.
In our League of Extraordinary Men. So you starting him? You benching him?
I benched him for AB. I feel like that's probably going to be a trend moving forward, but I thought about playing him. He's really the only guy. We talked about this in the past. Even David Johnson we've talked about, but sounds like he's worked his way down the depth chart there, and that running back situation is a hot mess, and that offense is a hot mess. So no Texans for me this week.
Yeah, you really got to see what they're doing. Hold on to Brandon Cooks, though. There are rumors about them shopping him around, so hopefully he does a good game, and then somebody that needs a receiver trades for him. So we'll see if he can get out of there.
All right, Jacksonville, real quick. Who do you got for your starts there?
I do have Chark in one, so I feel like I have to start him. But I did because I started Mike Evans, and I'm like, all right, if Texans defense is that bad, hopefully he can break out and be good. But I don't have the great faith in it. So, but I'm on the fence if I start him or not in a flex. I'd rather not. Chenault, I am starting in my flex though, but I don't have anybody else. But you got any other starts that you're doing, or if you wish you had them?
James Robinson, and I think you're on the same in the same boat as me on there. That was in English, but you know what I mean. And I said my starts this week are Chenault. I would actually consider putting Marvin Jones in my flex over DJ Chark. DJ Chark I actually have as a sit because he's just had these lingering injuries throughout camp and throughout the preseason. He finally got cleared. I don't know what his rapport is with Trevor Lawrence, and I know that in the preseason, Lawrence and Jones just seem to have a really good connection. So I'll roll the dice if I have Marvin Jones. I don't have anybody else that I'm really excited about for my flex. I might toss Marvin Jones in a flex.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just really not. The point total, I forget, it's pretty low, in lower 40s. I meant to write that in there, but I'm not excited about anybody, so I'm kind of just going to pivot away from this game in general.
Do you think Jacksonville wins?
Yes, I am not picking the Texans at all this season.
Fair enough. So let's why don't we roll into our next game? So we have the Seahawks versus the Colts in Indy, and my Seattle starts are going to be, I mean, these are going to be pretty obvious, but DK Metcalf, Russell Wilson, Tyler Lockett, and Chris Carson. I think obviously those are guys you got to start. What about Gerald Everett?
Gerald Everett is not a bad play, man. If they're locking down, Colts defense is not bad. So if they're locking down Metcalf and Lockett and they can't get open, Gerald Everett, you got to worry about Will Disley as well. But if you waited on a tight end or you need to stream somebody, yeah, he's not a bad play. I don't have him though, so I do have Metcalf and Lockett, so I'm hoping they go off. So sorry, Gerald Everett owners. And can you believe this? I'm in 8 leagues and I don't have Chris Carson in any of them.
Wow,
we go back to the beginning of this podcast starting, and I loved Chris Carson, and I don't have him in any.
No shares. Well, he went kind of early in a lot of the drafts, so I mean,
he did.
I like him. You convinced me. I like him.
Yeah.
I would start Gerald Everett. Especially considering Indy's got a pretty good run defense. So, this might be a game where you see Russell Wilson throw the ball 40, 45 times.
Do you think it makes it into the top 12 of tight ends, though?
This week?
Yeah.
I mean, I think he's got a chance for sure.
He does have a chance. So
Gronk just took one of those spots, and he was kind of sitting outside the top 12. So, but I think he's got a pretty good chance.
I think so.
All right. Let's go into Indy. Who do you got for your starts in Indy?
Carson Wentz. What?
All right. Yeah. Nice. Anybody else?
Sorry. It was a little too late. No, I'm not starting Carson Wentz. Jonathan Taylor, obviously. Starting him. And keep an eye on Mo Alley Cox. See if he breaks out as the tight end. Big man. Look for a big red zone target. And I'm not saying start him this week, but Carson Wentz does enjoy throwing to his tight end. So, especially without T.Y. Hilton right now, they're going to need somebody to step up. So, keep an eye out for him. Then Nyheim Hines got paid. So, if you need a flex or you need to fill in, say you had one of your Baltimore Ravens running backs go down, and you pick up Nyheim Hines off the waiver wire and you can stream him, especially in PPR. Again, not excited for it, but desperation this week, that's who I would take. But besides that, I don't know. But your boy here, you're going to start him?
Yeah, so I have 2 starts this week, and really it's only because of the unknown. Like I think Mo Alley Cox, I think you might have something there. I think you might have something there with Nyheim Hines. I just think they're kind of risky plays this week, unless you absolutely have to start them. But Michael Pittman is the first guy I would say to definitely start. And Jonathan Taylor. But Michael Pittman's going to get a ton of targets, especially with T.Y. being out.
Sure.
So I could see him getting anywhere between 8 to 12 targets this matchup. So we'll see what happens there. My boy Paris, I don't know, dude. Wentz likes to throw to the slot, and
he does.
With T.Y. being out, I think Paris Campbell is going to be a solid flex option. So another guy like, if you're just trying to figure out who you want to put there and you got him on your roster, this is a pretty poor Seattle secondary, so I might consider throwing him in there. I did not throw him in the 2 leagues that I have him in, so he's still camped out on my bench. But
you gotta wait and see. You're not.
Yeah, I think that's it.
It's week 1. You're not really not desperate besides the running back injuries lately.
Right.
So there's plenty of other wide receivers out there. Just check and hold. See what happens.
One of the guys I chose over him was AB, which is obviously the right call. Another guy we'll talk about in a little bit. But all right, so that's where we're at with that matchup. The next matchup we have is Minnesota versus Cincinnati. So I'll let you start with this one, Mac. Who do you got in your starts for Minnesota?
So obviously Dalvin Cook and Justin Jefferson, and Kirk Cousins. He's a good streamer quarterback right now. If you want him, especially in DFS, to get him cheap because of his zone defense, he can pick apart. Against Cincinnati, he has huge upside, man. I can't wait for Dalvin Cook to go off. I'm pretty excited for this matchup. I got Jefferson and Cook in one league, so hopefully there's enough to go around. But yeah, I expect Cook to be, calling it now, running back one on the week.
He's got a pretty good matchup, I would say. It's Cincy's defense is gross to say the least. So
the whole team sucks. Right. The whole team. It's tough because we'll get into McCaffrey next episode against the Jets, and their defense sucks too. But yeah, I mean, you're starting him full confidence. Hopefully he goes off. But yeah, I don't know. That it's really just those three. You get to start any of the tight ends here?
What about Thielen?
I did say. I'm sorry. I thought I mentioned Thielen.
No, so definitely those four, I would say. Yeah. Thielen's got to be in your lineup. Yeah,
I meant the three pass catchers, the point scorers, and then Cousins as well.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Jefferson, Thielen, Cook. Those are the only offensive weapons that I'm saying you would start.
Yeah.
And Cousins if you were streaming a quarterback, go right for it.
Yeah, I'm not starting any of these tight ends to answer your question.
No.
No one's injured. There's no reason to. They're definitely not going to be in the top 12. Don't start them.
They really don't get the tight ends involved too much. Irv Smith did show promise, but you got to wait and see. Mm-hmm. But none of these tight ends are going to take up a bench spot for me right now, and I'm not going to start them. So
why don't we move on to Cincy? This is a little bit more interesting and not as clear cut. So who do you have as your starts in Cincy?
This is tough because I do have. These are flex players here with Higgins and Boyd. Mm-hmm. Who do I start over the other? Boyd doesn't get in the end zone too much, but PPR format, I do like him. Higgins, I'm going to take, and the other one, debating throwing him in my flex or Chenault. That's the one I'm debating. Mm-hmm. I think I'm going to go. This is tough. I think I'm going to go Higgins because I think Jacksonville might just try running the ball on the Texans, and Cincinnati's going to have to throw the ball to catch up to the Vikings.
Yeah, very
true.
I
think I'm going to go Higgins here. Then Mixon, obviously, start.
Yeah, definitely. And I would say Higgins has the biggest upside of those three. Yeah. Boyd and Chenault and PPR, both of them are probably going to put up decent numbers, but Higgins, I think, is the right call. And as far as, what about Chase?
Mr. I can't see the ball. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have him in any leagues anyway. And if you hopefully are not relying on a rookie wide receiver to carry your team, hold and see what he does. But yeah, I'm not starting him.
Yeah, even like Joe Burrow in one quarterback leagues, I'm not convinced he gets into the top 12 this week. Although he's probably going to be passing a lot if they're playing catch up, but
he might. But
I don't know. I think I'm sitting and waiting and seeing how he responds to that injury last year and see if how the first game goes before thinking about playing him. So I would bench him this week. I don't know if you agree.
Yeah, definitely. I don't see him making the top 12.
Okay. All right, well, let's move on to Arizona.
We can go through the quarterbacks if you want, but it's going to be dicey for him. You already have two in the top 12 that just played Thursday night, so there's 10 more spots for him to make.
Right. And you have, 14 games left, 15 games left? Yeah. So Arizona versus Tennessee. Yeah, exactly. And Arizona for my starts, Murray and Hopkins. And I would insert Edmonds or Connor into my running back 2 spot if necessary. Like if you're already loaded there, I probably wouldn't play those guys in my flex. But if you're a little weak or a little thin at running back, they're good RB2 options. What do you think? Anybody else? Max Williams, you're starting. AJ Green, you're starting.
No, I'm not starting any of those. Rondell Moore, I'm keeping an eye on. I do have him on my bench. I'm not starting him, but check out the rookie there.
Is Kirk healthy? I can't even. Is he healthy this week?
I think he's healthy, but he's just not involved anymore. That's why they took Rondell Moore. I don't trust him at all. Christian Kirk, that is. And yeah, I'm not excited about Edmonds or Connor either. Hopefully, you just drafted them as backups, and you're not having to rely on them. But I would take, in this matchup, I would take Edmonds because I'm a high-scoring game, passing out of the backfield, PPR format. Yeah, I would definitely start Edmonds over Connor there.
Very, very good point. And I think the teams that went wide receiver heavy, a lot of teams that maybe went running back zero for the first 4 or 5 rounds, those might be the teams that are looking at guys like this to start this week. But Edmonds, I think you're absolutely right. Like, you got to look at the score of this game, and the Titans have a very high-powered offense that are going to probably put up a lot of points. So we will see. You want to start us off into the next one, or roll us into the next one?
Did we talk about the Titans much?
Oh, yeah, duh. Let's go into the Titans.
Greek mythology, the Titans were greater even than the gods. They ruled their universe with absolute power. Well, that football field out there tonight, that's our universe.
This is way too long.
Yes, it is.
It's been a while since I played it. I was like, oh yeah, I do have this one.
I'll tell you what, they might be greater than the gods this year. We'll
they
see.
Might did. Yeah, Tannehill, my long shot MVP candidate that we talked about with Jerry. I hope he goes off, man. It would be awesome to see him throw 5 touchdowns for me. But yeah, I'm putting Julio Jones in my flex. Yeah, AJ Brown obviously starting, Derrick Henry obviously starting. I don't have big faith in Fursker. Do you?
I would say this matchup, Arizona's got their secondary is pretty weak. Their linebacker core are very young, so I think he could land into the top 12 of tight ends this week, just based on his matchup. I don't love him, but if you got to play him, not a bad time to play him.
You'd start him over Conklin?
Yes.
Okay. Him over Everett?
No.
Okay. Yeah, no. That's probably the same for me as well. Everett, Fursker, Conklin. Makes sense. Who do you think the number 1 wide receiver will be for the Titans here? AJ Brown?
I hope it's AJ Brown.
You hope it's AJ Brown?
Yeah, I got a few more shares of AJ Brown. I have no shares of Julio Jones, so
yeah, I don't have any of Brown, and I really hate that. I think he's going to be a top 5 wide receiver this year, with the help of Julio taking some that triple coverage off of him. So yeah, we'll see. I think he'll have a really good year as well. He'll be a tire. Where's my cricket drop? Damn it. We'll add that in later.
All right, let's move on.
Move on. That was terrible.
All right, so we got Pittsburgh versus Buffalo coming up
Pittsburgh
next.
Versus Buffalo.
Yep. So I got Pittsburgh starts. I have Najee Harris, the whole wide receiver group, Deontay Johnson, Smith-Schuster, Chase Claypool. Like, I would still play all of those guys. Probably going to command a lot of targets. Eric Ebron is another guy. These tight ends are tricky, man. Like, I don't love any tight end.
You don't want anybody here on the tight end side because they run by passing. We'll see. That's what was last year. We'll see how Harris does. I don't have the most faith in Harris. I do have him in the Megala Bowl League that we joined. I did draft him in the 2nd round. Took Kelsey, then him. So he's my running back 1. Hoping he gets all that work. And I know Regan loves him. And yeah, we'll see. Funny, not funny, but fun fact, I guess. Freiermuth, the rookie tight end out of Penn State. The guy I coach with, he actually coached against him back when he was in high school.
Oh, wow.
And he was like, he loves the kid. He's like, yeah, he was always a problem. He did have 2 touchdowns in the preseason, so keep an eye on him. See if he becomes that red zone threat, like I did call back on our most impactful rookies episode. But when he went to Steelers, I was like, yeah, no, too many weapons. You're not wanting to target them at all. But who do you think's the best receiver out of this crew? Who do you want to put them in order?
I don't want to contradict myself because I don't have my rankings in front of me, but I would say season long
for this game.
For this game. Okay. All right. I would probably say I'm going to say Johnson. First of all, I have him more than any of the other guys. And second of all, I just think that Ben's going to have to throw real fast, and he seems to be the guy that can get open the quickest. Claypool's more of a red zone threat, like 10, 15-yard down the field threat. And I'm going to say Johnson. What about you?
Yeah, I'm going. It's between Johnson and Smith-Schuster. The way Buffalo plays their defense, won't get too bogged down into it, but they keep everything in front and they don't give up big plays. I think they're the top 5 of preventing the biggest plays last year. I'm not sure how to word that properly, so moving on. But they keep everything in front of them, and Claypool's that big play type receiver. I expect Johnson to get 15 targets this game, so hopefully he doesn't drop them all. But yeah, I would say Deontay Johnson, Schuster, Claypool.
Yeah, I would probably
be the way I'd rank them.
I'd agree with you there. And if you have those 3 guys and then Harris, I just don't see Ebron being much of an impact unless he scores a touchdown or 2 and is super touchdown dependent. But that means his floor is going to be the floor, like
it's going to be
0.
He could catch the ball and fumble.
Right. I guess the floor is negative points. Ronald Jones can speak to that. So yeah. And I apologize to all of our viewers who I said, he might be a decent running back 2 option. I did say I was not convinced of that, but
he had the opportunities, man. He had the opportunities, but we did not want to depend on him either.
No, he blew it with the fumble. I mean, it was really 50-50 until he fumbled, and then that was it for him. Mm-hmm. So,
all right, you're done.
Yeah, exactly. That was a very Belichickian move of just sitting him right after a fumble. All right, so what do we got for Buffalo? Just Diggs and Allen?
Just Diggs and Allen. Flex play, you can do Cole Beasley, but you don't want any of the running backs because Josh Allen is their goal line back. So you're drafting 50-50 shot at the running back 2 with Moss and Singletary. Drafting to start them, excuse me. I don't want anybody with that, but keep an eye on Sanders as well. See how they develop their offense, and if it's not all just Diggs and Allen, see what he does.
Yeah, Beasley's interesting here because he already has established rapport with Allen.
Mm-hmm.
Decent flex option. I put him as a sit. I'm not super excited about him. Again, if I have guys like AB, I would pick him over Cole Beasley. I would pick guys like Jarvis Landry, who we're going to talk about soon. I might put him in over Beasley. So, yeah,
Chenault,
I don't hate it.
Chenault, Brandon Cooks, you start over Cole Beasley.
Cooks, no.
I mean, it's Pittsburgh's defense too, so it's
Chenault,
yeah.
Yeah, and Beasley's he's in the slot a lot. I mean, you got TJ Watt, kind of hovering around there too. But oof. I'd say Chenault over Beasley over Cooks, just this week.
Yeah, TJ Watt, huh? He got paid.
Sure did, man.
Touch on that. What was the highest paid defensive lineman now?
Yeah.
Or outside linebacker.
Linebacker.
Yeah. You're at the end. Shut up.
So yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens with Beasley, but I don't hate playing him. All right, so let's move on to Cleveland versus Kansas City.
Sorry, I don't hate playing him, but I think he could do better. That's what I was trying to get at. Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah, he's a bye-week filler.
Yeah, and a good one at that. So later in the season, he's definitely going to be a little bit more of a consistent play, I would say.
For sure.
All right, so let's talk about Cleveland versus Kansas City. This is one of the biggest games of the weekend. I think everybody's excited for it. Rematch of the divisional playoff game from last year, which is super high scoring. I think they played in the regular season too, which is a very high scoring game. So you could see a lot of fantasy points coming out of this matchup. My starts, I got everybody for Cleveland: Mayfield, OBJ, Landry, Chubb, Hunt. The only guy I don't have is Austin Hooper. I don't think he lands into the top 12. But what do you think? Anybody else?
Keep an eye on Hooper, actually, because I was reading a stat how Kansas City gave up the least amount of points to wide receivers. It's mostly to the backs and to the tight end. So maybe in a DFS league, you might want to get them cheap. And OBJ, some reporter, I forget the name. I want to give him credit because, I bet they're listening in Cleveland. But OBJ might be on a snap count. He will play, but he might be limited as well. So look for Landry here. Hopefully he steps up. I'm not starting Mayfield. I think they're going to try running the ball, keeping the ball out of Mahomes' hands. So I'm not excited about Mayfield at all. Are you? You going to start him?
I'm only excited about Mayfield because of the opportunity. Like they're gonna have to score 35 points to win this game. I don't think they do that just by running the ball. So he's gonna be throwing the football a lot. So I think he has a really good chance of lining up into the top 10 this week. But yeah, it could go either way. He's definitely a fringe QB play in a QB1 league.
Yeah, their defense is good too. So we'll see. This is a good test for them. See what they can do. Yeah, biggest test they'll have all year, though, unfortunately, right to start off. And then Kansas City. Do you start Mahomes?
I don't think so. No, I'd probably bench Mahomes, Hill, maybe take a flyer out on McCole Hardman.
Maybe. And I'm struggling here. Do I start Kelsey or do I take Gerald Everett?
That's tough. You might want to flip a coin on that one. I don't know.
Flip a coin. Yeah, you're starting all those guys. Mahomes, Hill, Kelsey, Clyde Edwards-Helaire. I have to start. He's my running back too. I'm starting him. I know we were a little bit disappointed last year down the stretch for him. He did start out pretty well, so let's hope he does that again. And yeah, that's really about it with Kansas City.
Hardman is a decent flex play, possibly.
Yeah.
You don't have Sammy Watkins there anymore. Who's really the next wide receiver? Like I've heard some people say Byron Pringle. Guy's had one decent game in the playoffs, and you can't really go off of that. But Hardman, I could see him, having a couple of big plays, like a 5 for 84, 5 for 70, whatever. Like double digits. We'll see.
He could. It's just it happens rarely, but a high scoring game. Yeah, let's hope he gets some shares. That's a flex play though, if you need it, or a DFS.
Yes. And to just recap on like possible DFS plays, guys that you can find cheap. I think we've already hit on a couple of them, like Paris Campbell, Austin Hooper, Nyheim Hines. Like I think those guys are really good value in DFS.
Yeah, I agree. I didn't know if we were doing DFS later or we were mixing it in.
I just figured I'd throw that in there now that we're talking to them.
We might as well mix it in. I didn't know if we were waiting till the end because to recap it might be a little bit too much. But yeah, who do you think wins the game?
This one?
Yeah.
Okay, I think Kansas City at home.
I might take the upset with Cleveland.
Oh, your money where your mouth is?
No, I don't pick against Kansas City. The chances are you're gonna be, if you pick against them, chances are you'll be wrong. So, I'm not doing that.
Very, very true.
Especially week one.
Yeah, go with Kansas City, no question.
I remember.
All right, man. So
Jones Drew was on NFL Network talking about how Andy Reid never loses a home season opener. So, yeah, don't pick against Kansas City.
No, I wouldn't.
All right. So what we got to talk about the game of the week here?
Game of the week, definitely. Miami Dolphins up in New England at Gillette Stadium, taking on the Patriots. What's the spread on this? Do you know?
Yeah,
I didn't even look at it.
Oh, the spread? I don't know.
The spread.
Over under was like 43. New England is favorite.
Wow.
I believe.
43 is a tough spread for this game. I mean, tough over under.
Yeah. I'll double check on that, but
I'm gonna take the under. What do you think?
I gotta look it up, but no, I think I'm gonna take the over. I think everybody's underestimating Miami, and this is probably my bias showing, but without Gilmore, I don't think they're gonna be able to prevent them from scoring into the high 20s, and then Miami, I think New England's gonna make it to 20 as well, so maybe just under 50, but.
You already owe me lunch, so if I lose, I'll just buy you dinner.
We'll just call it even.
Disfatt-Bidge eats a lot.
I do eat a lot. I eat too much.
So for Miami starts, who are you starting?
Who am I starting for Miami? Gaskin, obviously. Well, not obviously, but I think he has huge upside out of the backfield because the defensive front for New England. Look for Gaskin getting some screen passes there. And I'm actually starting Miami's defense. I'm hoping with Mac Jones, rookie quarterback, he'll mess up and there'll get to be a pick six somewhere during the game. It's a long shot, but it was slim pickings because everybody was picking defense way too early for me. And I picked up Miami, and I'm like, I don't love it, but I had to. It sucks. If they're at home, I'd have more confidence in Miami's defense. But, yeah, I'm hitting the over, but where's my guy?
Team defense, and Jason Sanders. Those are your must-plays.
And Jason Sanders, I have played Jason Sanders. You're all right. What about this? What about this guy?
Then he waddled away, waddle, waddle.
With that speed, man, I don't have him in any league actually, but in DFS I'm gonna play him. Yeah, I don't have him in any league, but yeah, I like him. And then where the hell is Devontae Parker as well? Like nobody talks about him, and he was like he usually turns it on at the end of the seasons, but yeah, nobody talks about him. But Gesicki, I'm starting as my tight end in a couple leagues. I almost forgot to mention him because they do target the tight end. It's usually big plays, though. So don't expect huge PPR points, a bunch of receptions to him. But,
biggest concern with Gesicki is that the Patriots have a pretty athletic linebacker group there. So
right.
But I would start him. Like, if I'm thinking talk about top 12, that seems to be a common trend here. I think he gets into the top 12. He's worth starting. Jalen Waddle, maybe a flex option, maybe, but definitely DFS. I'd look at him, and Gaskin. Tua, unless you're in a super flex, probably just wait. This is a pretty good defense. Tough matchup for him, week 1.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I wouldn't start him, but I'm looking, keeping an eye on him in my redraft leagues. That is.
Any other Dolphins you want to talk about? Or you want to roll into the Pats here?
You think Tua's going to be all right?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't start him this week. I wouldn't start him this week.
Not against New England.
Season for the season, I think he'll be okay. Like I think he'll
be a good streaming QB option, maybe down a stretch of easy.
Matchup dependent. Yep. Like this one's real tough. So who knows what the Patriots are going to throw at him, but what about Mac Jones? You going to play him?
Nope. I believe New England's going to try running the ball a lot more, setting up the play action. So I'm starting Damian Harris. The tight ends, I picked up Hunter Henry just in case. I was like, I got an empty bench spot. Let's see how he breaks out because my other tight end is Higbee. I just want to see. I don't have the most faith in Higbee. So we'll see. I like Jonnu Smith better in this matchup, though. If I was starting, I had to pick one of the tight ends here. I would start Jonnu.
You go in Jacoby?
Nope.
No, me either. I'd say I would do the same thing. Harris, maybe one of the tight ends. What about Ramondre Stevenson? I just traded for him in one of my dynasty leagues.
Did you? Yeah. People are saying, oh, yeah, he'll be the goal line back and stuff. And I'm like, he's still a rookie, though. definitely keep an eye on them, see what they do. Then James White out of the backfield, another guy like Nyheim Hines if you need to have a flex play for a running back.
Yeah, Stevenson's. Sorry to cut you off.
No, I'm sorry. I'm just saying I would take James White over Stevenson. You're not going to start him, but definitely keep an eye on him. Or are you starting him?
No, I'm not starting either of those guys.
Okay.
Unless I was incredibly desperate, which I kind of was this week. I had to start Gio because Gus Edwards went down.
Yeah.
So plugged in Gio, but it is what it is. Yeah, James White PPR. I would play him over obviously Ramondre Stevenson. Stevenson's a guy who I could see having like 2 touchdowns any given game, really. Because I do think they use him at the goal line, but at the same time, another guy like his floor is his floor, and it could be 0. So just keep that in consideration. All right, so we gotta speed this up along. Next game is Monday night. Ravens at Vegas playing the Raiders. Real quick, Mac, just go through your starts for both teams, Baltimore and Vegas, and we'll move on from there.
Baltimore. Lamar Jackson and Andrews. That's like the only guys I have faith in right now. I want to see how that running back room plays out right now. I did in our league. I thought other people were going to be bidding for him, but I spent $28 at Fab for Latavius Murray just to have him because I needed running back depth, and I was seeing or hearing, him going for like $30 plus. So I was like, all right, I'll try for 28. So we'll see, but yeah, I would definitely pick him up and see what happens. But yeah, on the Ravens, I haven't really been wanting any receiver out of them. Do you think Sammy Watkins is going to have a big game, big boom in week 1?
Sammy Watkins is an interesting guy this week. I think I'm just sticking with Andrews and Jackson. I think if 2 guys have benefited most from these injuries, it's those 2. Like I traded for Andrews before the season in our main dynasty league, our home dynasty league, and I love that trade right now because I think his upside is. I think he just his trend is upwards for sure. So, yeah, I think. What about the Raiders? What do you got there?
Waller.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
That's about it. Like I don't want anybody else. Sorry, producer Kyle, but. Yeah,
I'd still say Jacobs. Yeah.
Josh Jacobs, you can, but he missed like a lot in the beginning of the week. A lot of practices, that is.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully he does all right, but they might be limiting his workload as well with Kenyon Drake. So, yeah, not excited about it.
Well, Jacobs is still questionable, so if he doesn't play, Kenyon Drake is definitely a start.
Oh, he's a full go start for sure.
Yeah.
If he's out, definitely. So if you have Jacobs, definitely take the handcuff there for Monday night, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's Monday night game? Yep.
It's
so
Monday
definitely
night game.
get Kenyon Drake on your bench as well, just in case.
Yeah, and if you're somebody who has Kenyon Drake but doesn't have Josh Jacobs, like you might want to consider, I don't know, you might want to consider playing like a 425 running back or something, somebody a little bit later in the day. It's kind of tricky. You can't really leave like an open running back slot, but just be mindful of that. Pay attention to that Jacob situation. That's all I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I mean, you can't really pick up anybody else on the Ravens to play. What?
Right.
Tyson Cannon or what's his name on the Ravens?
Tyson Williams.
Oh, who's the other guy? Cannon.
Oh, yeah, I can't. Yeah, I'm not sure.
Tyson Williams and somebody Cannon. I forget his first name.
I don't know what his first name is either.
But yeah, if you absolutely had to, so keep a bench spot open. If you can't pick up Kenyon Drake, keep a bench spot open in case you have to pick up somebody for Monday night. And
all right.
Desperation play.
So we're at about 45 minutes here.
Yep.
I'm real quick. I'm going to go through my division winners this year. And then, next episode, next week, maybe you can run through yours, but, or later on today, because there's going to be a second episode being released we
will break down the NFC matchups. But yeah, I want to hear your stuff for what do you got? Division winners you going off with?
Yeah, so I'm going to say AFC. I have the Bills, Browns, Titans, Chiefs as my division winners. Any rebuttal there?
Huh? The Browns, huh? Lost all faith in the Ravens after the running backs went down, or were you picking the Browns before that?
I think I had the Browns before that. The Ravens, I think, will likely squeak in as a wild card team. I think they'll likely squeak in as a wild card team, but I do have the Browns. And then NFC, I have Cowboys, Bucks, Packers, Niners. The Niners over the Rams, I think, is the biggest one there.
Yeah, that one's huge. We pretty much agree on the AFC division winners right there. The only one I'm torn about is the Browns. If they make it, if they're the real deal. I mean, they've been showing promise and stuff, but they got to keep on climbing. So we'll see. And then NFC, does Washington repeat as a division winner? They never do that. So, yeah, Cowboys make sense. You're not going to pick the Giants. Maybe the Eagles. But, yeah, no, Cowboys makes the most sense. So I get it. And then I'd probably go Vikings instead of the Packers because I think the Packers are going to implode as soon as things start going rough. And then, yeah, I think I'm going to pick – I'll let you know next episode.
All right.
On the NFC West. Who you got sneaking into the wild card now? There's 3 wild card spots now.
Yeah, for the AFC, I put Steelers, Dolphins, Chargers, only because I think
makes it. Yes.
I think that would be a cool group to see. It's a little bit different. It could very well be like, Ravens, Pats, Colts. We'll see what happens there. But but a couple different teams, and then NFC, I have Rams, Vikings, Cardinals.
And the Cardinals making it, huh?
Yeah, I think they take a step up this year.
Not
a
Seattle,
huge step up, but not Seattle. Yeah. I think Arizona's trending this way, and Seattle, it's a slow trend, but it's more of a descent.
They could very well all make the playoffs with 3 wild card spots. That entire division could make it if Cardinals can pull their crap together. I don't think they will, though. I don't think they're going to make it. I would pick Seattle over that, but oh well.
All right. Fair enough.
Yeah, I'll break that down next episode when with Regan. Who do you got for? Let's go Rookie of the Year. Who do you got?
Real quick, Mac Jones. Who you got?
Mac Jones, Zach Wilson. Gotta stick with him, man.
All right, cool. All right, let's get into the leftovers. Do you have anything?
You don't want a big winner? You want to get to that some other time?
Yeah, let's get to that some other time.
Gotcha. Leftovers. No, yeah, I just been going crazy. I really haven't settled down in anything, so I don't really have anything for the leftovers. Might watch some college ball, do some film studying for coaching, and yeah, I'm just excited for week 1, man.
Yeah, I have. So my leftover this week is at 4:30. Iowa plays Iowa State. You got a couple big names for you dynasty owners for your rookie drafts coming up next year. So Breece Hall, arguably the running back 1 for that draft class. He'll be highlighted in this game. It's a huge rivalry. And then on the Iowa side, more of a kind of a long shot in your drafts, but Tyler Goodson, running back from Iowa. So if he has a really impressive year, he could be another guy that kind of sneaks into your draft board, into your drafts next year in Dynasty. So pay attention to those 2 guys.
I'm going to put that in my notes. Thank you.
No problem.
What are you up to tonight?
Working.
Oh, nice.
That's it.
Have fun with that, man. Thank you guys for listening, watching us. Again, follow, like, subscribe. Be much appreciated. Share our tips with your friends. Remember, we are not responsible if you take our tips. We are just offering them. It's up to you to start and sip these guys on your own accord. Don't start Ronald Jones like Ryan said Thursday night.
You can take him out of your starting spot.
You can take him out. If you're the commissioner, just do that adjustment real quick. No, I'm just kidding. Good luck, everybody. Hopefully you come out on top, just like your mom likes to do.
All right. Have fun this week, everyone. Talk to you next week.
Goodbye.
Well, Dak, here's the deal. I'm the best there is, plain and simple. I mean, I wake up in the morning, I piss excellence.